We just lost the legendary D'Angelo. It's really such a dark time in Hollywood and everywhere around the world, really. Well, official reports have already said that he had been battling pancreatic cancer for months, but trust conspiracy theories to come up with all sorts of stories about what happened. I've already heard about the Illuminati sacrificing him, and also somehow people are connecting this death to the death of Angie Stone, who passed away just a couple of months ago, right after exposing Universal Music Group for stealing from her for decades.
To check on my royalties and my statements and things that of that nature, only to find out a lot of my publishing, a lot of my royalties, my mechanicals, they have all pretty much been stolen.
Are people once again overthinking? Or is there a piece of the puzzle that hasn't dropped yet? Because based on what some have been saying online, the timing, the silence, the way the story unfolded, it just feels like there could be layers to it. I don't know, guys, but let's just get into what we already know. So, D'Angelo's family announced in a public statement that he had died after a prolonged and courageous battle with cancer. Then multiple news outlets later clarified that the cancer he battled was pancreatic cancer. Apparently, he'd been hospitalized for months and spent about 2 weeks in hospice care before passing away. Now, anyone who was keen probably noticed that in the months leading up to his death, D'Angelo had largely withdrawn from public life. In fact, earlier in 2025, he was slated to headline an event, the Roots Picnic in Philadelphia, but he withdrew due to an unforeseen medical delay relating to surgery, which might have been related to his health struggles becoming too serious. Unfortunately, he passed on, and a rep for the D'Angelo estate released a statement that said, "The shining star of our family has dimmed his light for us in this life. After a prolonged and courageous battle with cancer, we are heartbroken to announce that Michael D'Angelo Archer, known to his fans around the world as D'Angelo, has been called home, departing this life today, October 14th, 2025. We are saddened that he can only leave dear memories with his family, but we are eternally grateful for the legacy of extraordinarily moving music he leaves behind. We ask that you respect our privacy during this difficult time, but invite you all to join us in mourning his passing, while also celebrating the gift of song that he has left for the world. In addition, the son he shared with Angie Stone. Michael Archer, too, also said in a statement, "I am grateful for your thoughts and prayers during these very difficult times, as it has been a very rough and sad year for me. I ask that you please continue to keep me in your thoughts, as it will not be easy. But one thing that both my parents taught me was to be strong, and I intend to do just that." Man, imagine having to lose both parents literally months apart. Losing your parents hurts at whatever age, and it's even more devastating that Michael lost both parents within months. Honestly, I just pray that he gets the strength to maneuver through this difficult time. Well, like I said, there are already conspiracy theories that have been making rounds with people claiming the death was too sudden, details are being withheld, or powerful people wanted him quiet. These theories have only been fueled further by the fact that Angie Stone literally died this same year after conveniently exposing Universal Music Group for stealing from her for decades. Y'all remember that in a candid video, Angie detailed the alleged misappropriation of her earnings over a career spanning more than 4 decades. At the beginning of the video, she talked about how she was battling a severe blood infection that forced her to pause her touring schedule and seek immediate medical attention. And during her 2-week recovery under intensive care, Angie said she discovered the concerning irregularities in her financial records. Then about 15 minutes into the clip, she basically said that a lot of her publishing, her royalties, and her mechanicals had all pretty much been stolen by UMG. Angie said that after being in the business for 40-something years, she wondered where her royalties were going, as she wasn't receiving them. She then discovered that Universal Music had been receiving all her royalties and mechanicals, and that they had taken pretty much everything. In her candid video, she expressed profound disappointment with what she perceived as both negligence and deliberate financial misconduct.
A walking testimony that God has carried me all this time, because if you only knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, monies that I'm supposed to be, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made, supposedly. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. See, I'm not an attorney. I don't know everything.
Of course, after she died soon after this, there were speculations about whether she was unalived. I mean, there were already reports saying that Sharita Murphy, who was in the van with Angie Stone that was involved in a tragic accident resulting in Angie's death, reportedly said that the accident could have been prevented. Based on reports, Sharita spoke out about the events leading up to Angie Stone's death, and she allegedly claimed that the driver, Lethal Carter, was speeding and ignored Angie's pleas to slow down, even though Angie asked him why he was in such a rush at 4 a.m. in the morning. According to Sharita, the driver stated he needed to get to Baltimore quickly, despite Angie being the one scheduled to perform there. Apparently, Sharita wanted the driver to be charged criminally, because if everyone in the vehicle asked him to slow down and he refused, then he should be charged. To make matters worse, there were reports of an alleged sniper being spotted, and that after the van flipped, the driver Lethal Carter allegedly made a phone call and then returned to the accident scene. And that's not even all, by the way. The streets were also saying that the driver didn't even have a license, and Angie tried to tell him a few times to stop speeding, and he didn't listen. Speaking of the driver, his rap sheet also made rounds on social media, and if I'm being honest, this man should not have been driving. I mean, in 2002, he had a parole issue. In 2003, he had a forgery first degree, and a few more other forgery charges. In 2000, there was a misdemeanor. His driver's license was suspended at one point. He was arrested for unlawful use of driver's license, driving while. While the license was suspended, he had several DV cases. He was arrested for carrying a concealed bang, possession of Coca-Cola, credit card theft, theft by deception, theft by shoplifting, theft of service, burglary. And these are just some of the charges. Actually, a few weeks ago, Angie's family filed a lawsuit that named the driver of Angie Stone's Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, the truck driver involved in the collision, the van's owner, trucking giant CSRT, and Daimler Truck North America, the manufacturer of the 18-wheeler that collided with the van. According to the lawsuit, the truck driver was distracted, listening to music through headphones, and failed to apply the brakes. The family also argued that the truck's collision avoidance system, which is the technology designed to prevent such accidents, malfunctioned. According to the lawsuit, several northbound motorists were able to avoid the overturned van because they were paying proper attention to the roadway in front of them and not driving too fast for the conditions. The lawsuit alleged the weather was clear and did not contribute to causing the subject collision. Instead, it claims the truck driver was not paying proper attention to the roadway ahead of him and slammed the front of the CRST tractor trailer into the disabled Sprinter van at highway speeds without ever applying the brakes. Now, I don't know how much D'Angelo knew about what was going on with Angie, but for whatever reason, we have people convinced that the deaths are related. Some are even going as far as to say that he was allegedly helping Angie with her case, as he was once used to sabotage her. For reference, Angie did a video where she exposed a lot of evils in the music industry and how her ex D'Angelo and Mary J. Blige were used to sabotage her career. Yes, her relationship with D'Angelo was already controversial, given the age difference and when she started dating him, but she revealed that years after she and D'Angelo broke up, an employee of the company representing D'Angelo sent letters to industry professionals, falsely accusing her of introducing D'Angelo to hard substances and alcohol. Apparently, the letters also stated that she was controlling and not easy to work with, thus damaging her career. However, she said that she didn't blame D'Angelo and believed he had no knowledge of it, but she did blame his business handlers who tried so hard to break them up and tarnish her reputation.
So the person let me know, and it's going on record to say that when the time comes, they will step up to the mic and let it be known that was their assignment, to destroy my credibility by way of making me look crazy in a relationship that was innocent and pure and real. As a matter of fact, it was so real and pure, you could tell by the nourishment of the music then was just pleasant, it was real, it was pure.
Basically, what Angie was saying was that there was a plan that was carefully executed for decades to make sure that she lost her stability in the industry, and it's only before she died that she started finding out about all these things. And the fact that she mentioned that they were using D'Angelo to sabotage her makes people look at his death from another angle. So, is it all connected? Could what Angie was saying about being sabotaged have anything to do with what's happening now? When she said they used D'Angelo, who exactly was she talking about? And what did she really mean by that? Was there a bigger plan behind the scenes all along? Did D'Angelo know what was happening, or was he caught up in something without realizing it? Are these just coincidences, or part of a larger pattern that's only starting to come to light? Let's be honest, this is Hollywood we're talking about, the land of plot twists, hidden contracts, and stories that sound straight out of a script. You never really know what goes on behind the scenes. But then again, guys, D'Angelo always kept his life low-key, so it kind of makes sense that his struggles stayed that way too. Plus, not everything has to be some big Hollywood cover-up or secret society drama. Sometimes life and death are just heartbreakingly ordinary. I mean, the official word is pancreatic cancer. And honestly, that's one of those silent, deadly diseases that can take you out fast. So maybe it really is that simple. Maybe he was just private, fighting his battle quietly like a lot of stars do. However, while the family's statement might be the full truth, it's fair to admit anything's possible. So whether or not there's something we are not being told, I don't know. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments section below.